Good morning guys and welcome back to another episode of Barum Engines. It's Monday morning. I hope you've had a great weekend. Before we go any further guys, I just want to announce that we have now got our own website selling the merchandise and the clothing, etc. We've had loads of emails, etc. in the past saying about our work gear and people would like to purchase clothing. Do we sell clothing? To be honest with you, we sort of got a load in, but we weren't really shipping them out. It was hardly worth our grief and we were obviously so busy. But now we've got another company doing it. So if you're interested guys, check out the link in the description below and head over to our website and just have a little look. Also, if you've got any other ideas for clothing or you've got your own design, feel free to email me. I'll do my utmost to see whether we can get that on a design on t-shirts or hoodies for you. Please like, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Right, we've got another manifold on the mill this morning guys, first thing Monday morning. So this is another TD5 manifold. And actually this one is not too bad. I've said to you in the past when I've done videos on these, they've been as bad as about 3mm bent. So usually they stay raised at the middle and sort of lower at the back ends. And we've had them where they're about 2 or 3mm out. But this one, fortunately, is only about sort of 3/4 of a mil. So you can see because of the diameter of the cutter, we do them in 3 stages, from one side to the middle to the end. There's actually, although it looks like it, there's no step here whatsoever. So we're just finishing now doing the last cut and this one's all done. We've got the cylinder head to do. That's the head over there that Isaac has pressure tested and he's refacing. Yeah, that one looks all good guys, all ready to go. So Isaac has given the TD5 cylinder head one cut so far. And as you can see, I think that was a 4th thou cut he give it. He's give it another 4th thou, but you can see we've obviously pressure tested this cylinder head because they are renowned for cracking. They can crack in the ports, exhaust ports mainly, or they can crack underneath in the fuel rail there. So you can see where that has been, it's not bent as such, this head, but what it is the gasket works its way into the head when it's got hot and it sort of sinks in around the fire ring. And that is evident there. So with a bit of luck, we've got, on these heads, you've got about 15 thou before you get to the top of the valve heads. And then you have to take them out. And what we do is if you get that far, which very rarely we do, we have to then cut the seats back about, well, however much you took off the head face really, but with a little bit of luck this is going to have cleaned that. So there we go guys, that is the TD5 head. 8th thou cleans that fully up. Now Isaac's just got to give that a thorough wash, and as you can see we've got away without doing the valves on that. Anything more than about 10th thou and we tend to ring the customer and say look, we should cut the valves back, but that's going to be absolutely fine. Isaac is just cleaning up the V8. So this is the 289, is it? The Cobra block. We've got to measure up those bores again and see what we can do about that, because we've had people on the comments when I put this in a video last saying about the bores getting too thin when they're bored out to 60. So I'm going to just double check the measurements on that because I was a bit sort of quick to do so. Now it's clean, and I shall have a chat with the customer on our options with that one there. But as you can see here, now it's clean, you can see where it's been blowing quite badly on the gasket faces. Same on the other side. So yeah, fairly grotty guys, but I'm sure we can do something with that. Right, we've just had a new customer turn up about half hour ago and bought us another engine. Now this engine here that's come in off our new friends Tim at Parley Cross Garage in Bournemouth. Had a chat with him for a sort of half hour or so. He's a really nice bloke. He's been watching our channel for a while, and he's one of these guys that really appreciates our channel because he's a business owner himself, and we were just sort of discussing a few of the problems that Tim runs into with customers, the same as I do. And that's basically what we put in our videos, you know, these troublesome sort of comebacks and what have you. Not always our fault, but seems that as soon as you touch a part of the vehicle, with us, obviously the engine, then we seem to be responsible for the whole car and the running of it. But yeah, really nice to meet him. But as I say, this engine here, has sort of got me excited, because this has something to do with the car that I was talking about that we may be doing a deal with on the builds for the pre-cross flows. So not to give too much away, but I'm probably giving all of it away here. So what we've got here, guys, is a 325i engine out of an E30 BMW. So this is a late 80s car. And as you can see, lovely simple engine, this M20. Very simple, single cam. We've got 12 valve overhead cam, very, very simple. Lovely looking little engine and very robust usually. This particular engine is out of a convertible. The guy's had it from new apparently, and it's done nearly 190,000 miles. What state it's in inside, we do not know yet. Got to get it stripped and make sure everything's salvageable, and then obviously if he goes ahead with the estimate, then we shall crack right on with this, and this will look like brand new. But yeah, really excited to get in amongst this, guys. I've got a little soft spot for these old BMW engines. Got lots of potential in these for tuning and what have you. And as I say, normally very robust, and they usually have done very, very high mileage. But now obviously the E30's becoming more collectible, quite expensive now to buy. So you'll probably be seeing more and more of this sort of stuff. Right then, everyone. So today's sit down thumbnail and title explanation is a little bit of a moan really about energy prices. So this month, well actually I think it was half of last month, so which didn't seem too bad, but obviously this is the first month now of our new tariff for our energy. Bear in mind, this is the sort of best tariff we could get for the business side. All our fellow business friends out there, but not only that, you guys at home, same as me, on the domestic side, everything's gone up. It's a bit of a nightmare. Just to recap, our energy, so our gas, bear in mind the only gas we've got are the gas heaters out there. We've got 4 of them, which we only have on probably between November and March, so it's not too bad. But an average bill, say a year ago, not even a year ago, probably 6 months ago, an average gas bill for us out there was, just to heat the workshop, was roughly £100 a month, £110 on a dear month, 80 quid on a cheap month. Electric, I've said to you before in a previous video, since we turned that washing machine off, that we were using 8 hours a day and was like a giant kettle, near enough 100 degrees, no insulation, what have you. Our electric bill went from about £550 a month to about £190 a month, £180 a month, something like that. With the increase in energy prices, our gas bill now has gone, if we say £110 on a dear month, it's gone to £436. So that's 4 times dearer than it was about 6 months ago. The electric bill has gone from about 190 to 280. So that's about an increase of, say, 1.5 times. And the gas bill 4 times. So absolutely ridiculous. The electric bill there, even at 1.5 times, if we had that washing machine plugged in and we were doing about £550 a month, we would have, it would be £800 a month. That, along with the gas, I mean, that would be more than our rent on the unit. It's absolutely mental. And then obviously the increase in prices with everything. No wonder people are struggling, guys. I don't know how a lot of small businesses are coping, to be honest with you. But fortunately, the last year with the YouTube and that, we've obviously, we've been quite busy. So we haven't seen what effect it's had like that, because everything's sort of changed for us. But we have to bear in mind that it could all slow down for us. You know, you never know what's around the corner, and these sort of increases in prices of everything are a little concerning, or a lot concerning. We're all suffering. The trouble is with this, you see, you can't just quadruple your hourly rate. It doesn't work like that. We have upped our hourly rate to sort of meet probably the average, really. We're about £70 an hour now. I'm not sure what everyone else charges, but for what we do, I don't think that's too expensive when you consider that main dealers are charging, there isn't one main dealer that charges under £100 an hour now. And what we do, I suppose, is quite specialist. So yeah, you can't suddenly start charging £400 an hour, and that gets passed on to the consumer. You know, you guys at home, all your bills have gone up. It's just to pass on a rollover sort of downward spiral. Not good. Hoping, fingers crossed, that it sort of irons itself out a bit like the fuel went absolutely nuts. It has come down a little bit. Never going to go back down to what it was, but it does seem slightly cheaper than what it was. But obviously this here, we're just fortunate we haven't got a permanent gas bill on every month of the year. But that is quite extortionate. I thought it would double, if not a bit more, but not quadruple. That is mental. So yeah, tough times, guys. I know a lot of people are busy, but then I've spoke to other people in this sort of industry, and they're really, really quiet. So a lot of people suffering out there, and yeah, just got to make it with what you can. But feel for you all, guys. So there we have the Cosworth pre-crossflow head, guys. I've got all the valves in now, all vacuum, absolutely perfect. Seats are cut. I think Paul is at the stage where we can get this head on. He's not back till tomorrow, but yeah, all looking very nice. Well, guys, I'm just basking in the sun here. One of my very few coffee breaks that I try and find the time to have in the afternoon here. Two things. One, really good feedback on the suggestion that we might be doing some reviews on cars with engines that we built in the past. Obviously, that's one thing that you haven't seen too much of. I understand that. Been a really busy year, and now we're in the flow of things. I think you guys deserve to see some of these engines running that we've done, rather than just moan about them all the time. We've got Wayne and Steve coming to pick up the CVH and the VR6 engine on Saturday morning. So they are two cars that they're willing to let us do a review on. The VR6 being in a Mark II Golf GTI and the RS Turbo being in a Fiesta. So that's going to be really interesting. That just about wraps it up for another day, guys. We'll see you in another video.